Most people believe one thing: if I just earned more money, my life would improve. It makes sense, right? More money, fewer problems. But take a look around you. People today are earning more than ever before in history. Yet what do we see? Stress levels are through the roof. Debt is at an all-time high. Anxiety has become a constant companion for millions. So, what's going on here? If more money is the answer, why do so many people feel like they're still stuck, or even going backward? Today, I'm going to show you why earning more money alone doesn't fix your life, and more importantly, what actually does. This isn't about getting rich quick. It's about building a life that truly feels rich, regardless of your income. So, if you've ever felt that frustration of getting a raise but still feeling broke, stick around because this video is for you. Here is the uncomfortable truth that most finance gurus won't tell you. Money doesn't change who you are. It just amplifies your existing habits. It's like putting a megaphone to your personality. If you're someone who earns $500 and wastes it on impulse buys, what do you think happens when you earn $5,000? You don't suddenly become a disciplined financial wizard. You just waste $5,000. The scale changes, but the behavior stays exactly the same. This is why a pay raise feels so amazing for about 2 months. You get that initial rush, that feeling of freedom. You might pay off a credit card, buy something you've wanted for a while, and for a brief moment, you feel like you've finally made it. But then, lifestyle inflation kicks in. Your expenses mysteriously rise to meet your new income. The car payment gets a little bigger. You start eating out more. And before you know it, you're right back where you started, living paycheck to paycheck, just with more expensive stuff. That feeling of being stuck isn't a money problem. It's a system problem. You're trying to fix a leaky bucket by pouring more water into it instead of just fixing the holes. The water is your money, and the bucket is your financial system, more lack thereof. Without a solid system, more money just means more leaks. It creates more stress because the stakes are higher, but the outcome is the same. You end up with more to lose and the same old anxiety keeping you up at night. Now, the first thing people say is, "Okay, I get it. I need to save more." And they're not wrong. Saving money is incredibly important. But here's another hard truth. Saving without a clear direction is dangerous. It's like hoarding food without a plan to eat it. It might make you feel secure for a little while, but eventually it goes bad. Think about it. What happens to money that just sits in a savings account? First, inflation comes along and quietly eats away at its value. The $100 you saved last year can't buy you the same amount of stuff this year. It's a slow, silent thief. Then life happens. An emergency pops up, the car breaks down, you have an unexpected medical bill, and that emergency fund you worked so hard to build gets wiped out in an instant. It's a gut punch that makes you feel like all your effort was for nothing. And finally, our own emotions are often the biggest threat to our savings. We have a bad day, so we treat ourselves to something expensive. We feel insecure, so we buy things to project an image of success. We get bored, so we spend money for a quick hit of dopamine. These emotional decisions can break years of disciplined saving in a single afternoon. This is why so many people say, "I've been saving for years, but I still feel broke." It's because their money is just sitting there, vulnerable and without a purpose. Money needs a job. It doesn't need a parking space. When it's just parked, it's a target for inflation, emergencies, and your own worst impulses. So if earning more isn't the solution, and just saving isn't the solution, what is? The answer lies in building a system. This is the secret that financially successful people understand, whether they're earning $50,000 a year or $5 million. They don't just focus on the money, they focus on the structure that manages the money. Here is the 4-part system they use. First, they control their spending, but not in the way you think. It's not about cutting out every single joy in life and living on rice and beans. It's about being intentional. It's about knowing where every dollar is going and making conscious decisions about whether that spending aligns with their long-term goals. They master their cash flow. Second, they actively build skills that increase their income potential. They don't just wait for a cost of living raise. They invest in themselves. They learn skills that are in high demand: coding, digital marketing, sales, a skilled trade, so they can command a higher salary or start a side business. They make themselves more valuable to the marketplace. Third, they invest slowly and consistently. They don't try to time the market or chase get-rich-quick schemes. They understand the power of compound interest and they let time do the heavy lifting. They automate their investments, putting a little bit away every single month, and they don't panic when the market goes down. They play the long game. And fourth, they protect their money from their emotions. They create rules and systems that prevent them from making impulsive financial decisions. This could be automating transfers to investment accounts the day they get paid, setting up spending limits, or having an accountability partner. Notice a common theme here. They don't chase money, they build a structure. They build a system. When the structure is right, the money almost takes care of itself. It grows automatically, it's protected from threats, and most importantly, it works for them, not the other way around. This is the fundamental shift from being a passenger in your financial life to being the driver. This might sound complicated, but it's not. You can start building this system today with a few simple action steps. First, track where your money is actually going. For just 1 week, track every single penny you spend. Don't judge it, just track it. You can use an app or just a simple notebook. You will be shocked to find the money leaks, those small, unconscious expenses that add up to a fortune over time. That morning coffee, the subscription you forgot about, the impulse buys at the checkout counter. Awareness is the first step to control. Second, commit to learning one high-value skill. You don't have to become an expert overnight. Spend just 30 minutes a day watching tutorials, reading articles, or taking a free online course. The goal isn't to get a new job tomorrow. The goal is to plant a seed that will grow your income potential over time. Third, save with a purpose. Instead of just having a generic savings account, give your money a job. Create separate funds for specific goals. An emergency fund, a vacation fund, a new car fund. When your money has a name and a mission, you're far less likely to rate it for emotional spending. Fourth, and finally, start investing, even if it's small. You don't need thousands of dollars. You can start with as little as $5 or $10 a week. The habit is more important than the amount. Open a low-cost index fund account and set up a small, regular, automatic transfer. Let your money start working for you. You see, you don't need to be rich to fix your financial life. You just need to be intentional. You need a system. These small, consistent actions are what separate those who feel in control from those who feel controlled by their money. If this video helped you think differently about money and your life, please take a moment to subscribe and hit that like button. This channel is all about real finance for real life improvement, cutting through the noise to give you what actually works. And if you came here from one of my shorts, thank you so much for taking the time to watch the full video. I really appreciate you being here. Thanks for watching.